Well, it is time to reveal my number one, and I don't think this will be a big surprise to anybody. It was one of the major consoles that is usually on a top 10 list, but, well, I must like it more than others. Anyways, with that being said, here is my number one.
You know who lives in the third dimension. You know who is in control. You know who has 4 times the action. You know who feels the freedom. You know who breaks the barriers. You know who stands out from the crowd. You know who everybody's after. You know who. The games of Nintendo 64. Get it, man. Get it out.
Nintendo 64 is number one on my list for many, many reasons. The first is its game library. Games like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, the Mario Party series, Mario 64, Star Fox 64, Wave Race 64, Super Smash Bros., the Legend of Zelda games. It's just very, very clear to me that Nintendo 64 has one of the best console libraries of all time. You also add the fact that Nintendo 64 had 4 controller ports, which nowadays doesn't seem like a lot, but being able to play with your friends, 4 people on GoldenEye, was one of the best experiences you could have as a kid. Also, the controller itself was pretty revolutionary for the time, if you think about it. The analog stick, the weird design. You may look at it now and say that was an ungodly, uncomfortable controller. But back in the day, that was like the best controller ever made. Games like Mario Party, famous for breaking those controllers, mind you, still made that game fun as hell. Mario Party, I've been playing a lot of that more lately, but with alcohol, makes for a nice, more mature version of Mario Party, I assure you. Especially if you get some chicks in there that, if they lose enough games, they take off their... Okay, I don't even tell you about my personal life. Alright, it's time for some childhood memories. We all got them. We all have memories of our favorite console, and I'm no different. I remember back playing Mario Party 1 and 2 with my cousin Danielle. We would always play that game, and I would always pick Yoshi. Don't know why, but I just had a thing for Yoshi. I hope it's a guy. Because I always say he, and if it turns out to be a female, like that whole Birdo controversy, oh man, I don't think I'll ever be able to live that down. So let's hope it's a guy, right? Because I always called him my homie as a kid. Yoshi's my homie, dog. Another one of my favorite N64 memories, and I guess this is more family based, but there was a time that I was living with my grandmother, and almost every day she'd be like, "You want to go get a new N64 game?" Side note, I still am spoiled heavily by my grandmother. But back then, she had a lot of money. I don't know where she got this money. I don't know if retirement was really great for her, but every day almost she'd come home and say, "Hey, you want to go get a new N64 game?" And one particular day I went out to J.C. Penney's. I think she had one of those cards, and back then J.C. Penney's had games. And there was it was a very small kiosk, like the size of a computer desk basically. But it had N64 games, PlayStation games in it, and I'll never forget, I picked out Super Smash Bros. I'm like, oh, the idea of Pikachu beating up Mario would be great. Because back then I was all into Pokemon. So I picked up this game, went home, played as Pikachu, absolutely loved it. There's no special gaming memory there, but just that I was able to get an N64 game so much, and that my grandmother was so supportive of me and my N64 habit back then. It's just a great childhood memory for me today, and I don't think I'll ever have any type of memory like that again. One more childhood memory that I just remembered, and I always find this hilarious, is me, my grandmother, and my aunt went up to Canada when I was a kid. This was back when the N64 was just getting its, real high-profile games. I remember The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time just came out, and before this event, I've never heard of Zelda. So that should tell you how this is going to go. Anyways, we went out to this, like, makeshift family reunion with people I've never met. And I wasn't feeling too good during this time. I remember I actually had to go and get new clothes at the time because I only brought one change of clothes. You know, that's what my grandmother gets for trusting me to pack clothes, right? Anyways, we go out, and it's like a makeshift family reunion with people I've never met. You know, I went swimming, and it was a lot of fun. But then I went into the house, and I see these kids playing this N64, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This was back when I was skinny, man. I used to be very skinny as a kid. I really wish I knew why my metabolism completely went to a halt. Like, I've been to the doctors and everything. I don't eat a lot, and you know, for the most part, I eat healthy. But nowadays, you look at me and it's like, wow, I used to look like that when you look at an album. Okay, I'm kind of sidetracked here. Anyways, I see them playing this game. I ask him about it. You know, I introduce myself. Turns out he's like a cousin, you know, like a third cousin or whatever the hell it is. And he tells me about this game. It's called Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I'll never forget, he was in the Forest Temple and he was talking to me, and all of a sudden this thing came out from the freaking ceiling and snatched him up. I was scared shitless. I'm like, oh my god, that's like the creepiest thing I've ever fucking seen. Nowadays, it's the Wall Master. I think that's what it's called. And I still kind of cringe at those things today. But that's one memory. But anyways, so, you know, I watch him play this game, and, you know, I get a turn. And here I am riding the horse, which I thought was amazing back then. And, you know, my little fucking rat bastard self, I took the game from my cousin without him knowing. It was the gold cart. I'm like, that's an awesome colored cartridge. And at first I tried to have him sell it to me, because I had like 20 bucks on me, which was a lot for like a kid back then. And he's like, nah, man, I really like this game. So what do? You know, the little fucking bastard I am, I steal it from him. And all the way home, I'm looking at this game, and my grandmother's like, where'd you get that? And I'm saying, oh, he let me borrow it. I'm supposed to mail it back to him when I'm done. And she was gullible, and she believed it. I don't know if she really believed it, but... So every day after school, I'd come home and play the hell out of that game. And I never beat it until I was a little older. I think maybe 2 years later, and I finally got to Ganon and beat Ganon. I'll never forget that final battle was amazing. It's just another one of my memories I'll never forget. Anyways, guys, that's my top 10 favorite consoles of all time. As always, you may agree, you may disagree, you may have a totally different list altogether. If so, put them down in the comments section. Let's look at them, you know? I got no problem looking at other people's lists. Everybody's list is different, and that's what I like about it. You know, not one particular game system nowadays is the best to everybody. But I hope you enjoyed my memories of all these systems, and until next time, thank you for watching, and see you later. I'm going to leave you guys with probably my favorite N64 commercial, and this is probably well known as the N64 commercial, but I've kind of felt after going through this and editing it that this needed to be in here. So here it is. See you later, guys.
Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be the only one for me is you.
Why, Mario? Why?
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.